Welcome to the Vice Principal's office. This is episode 5 of Straight to the Principal's office, and I'm here with someone that you all know and love, but is in a new role this year, Mr. Calow. So, Mr. Calow, welcome to the podcast.
Yes, thank you.
Episode 5.
Yeah.
I'm hoping that this becomes a trend. I think the last video I did was right around Christmas time.
Yep.
So it's been a while since we've updated, but I think those of you that are familiar with the building, you know that things get pretty busy, and so please forgive me if you were looking forward to episode 5 and it hasn't been out yet. With Mr. Calow as my guest today, I have a question for him. So, Mr. Calow, you have been a staff member in our school. How long, actually? How long?
A very long time, since 2010.
2010.
Yes.
That's 14 years.
That's correct. It's my 14th year.
Okay, 14 years as a staff member of MUCC, and now you have a new role.
That's correct.
Okay,
Yep.
so explain your role. Explain your role first. What portfolio do you have, and what level of students do you look after in our school?
All right. Well, the vice principal. I get the nice new office here, and my portfolio includes a lot of scheduling, a lot of programming. On the business end of things, and then dealing with students, I get to spend a lot of time with the grade 7 and 8s in the building, and I've really enjoyed getting to meet a lot of the, I'll call them younger students in our building. I teach still in the high school end. I teach some grade 12 math classes, and I enjoy spending time there as well, so that's who I spend my day with.
Fantastic. Now, the role is different.
Yes.
So you taught some online classes, you've taught in the classroom lots in the 14 years that you've been here.
Yes.
What do you like about your new role as vice principal here in our school?
Well, for 14 years, I've been teaching math. It's been all math, all day, as young as grade 9 and as old as grade 12 and everything in between. I had one section of grade 7 phys ed about 8 years ago, one section, and the rest has all been up in the math room doing math all day. And I do love math and I enjoy it very much, but the change has been really good too. It's given me a chance to meet more people in the building. When you come work in the office, you get to see everybody. We get to see everyone that has anything to do with our school, and so it just opens up a much bigger world. Gives me the opportunity to work with more staff members throughout the building who I didn't typically get a lot of time to work with. And so it's just given me a real appreciation for all the other stuff that goes on outside of the classroom, and there's a lot of stuff going on here, and so it's been a real eye-opening experience for me, and getting to work with a lot more people has been a real pleasure.
Awesome. It's a busy building.
Busy building, you betcha. It's going on.
Yeah, this past week, just to give you some insight into the school, this past week, Mr. Calow, myself, and Mr. Peterson, who gives his regrets. We did invite Mr. Peterson to come on this podcast. I believe what he suggested is he'd rather eat razor blades than come on the podcast.
Yes.
So he does send his regrets in one form or another. But the three of us have been busy in the school this week. It's been it's kept us on our toes. So I enjoy the same things as you. But anyways, thanks for being part of our new admin team here.
Enjoying it.
Two things that we want to pass on to you before we end this podcast is number one, Edsby. So in episode 4 before Christmas, I talked about Edsby as our main form of communication, our main form of reporting, and encouraged you as families to frequent Edsby. Use the app, get in there, see what's going on in your student's life. One thing that we discussed in our last staff meeting about Edsby was the visibility of marks in Edsby and what that means. So there's times in Edsby where, especially starting a new semester, as teachers enter marks, summative marks, there'll be a final mark showing up or marks in focus areas in Edsby, and it will be clear that that student has had some assessment and that there was a mark associated with it and that there's a grade showing in Edsby for their progress. Mm-hmm. Sometimes, however, that's not a really great indication of their overall progress in the course. So the example that we used in the staff meeting was there could be a scenario where a student or a class has had 5 assignments, and a student for whatever reason has one of the 5 assignments complete, did well on it, maybe got a 85%.
Yeah.
But that is the only mark visible in Edsby. And so what maybe is not so clear is that there's still 4 assignments outstanding. So as a staff, we talked about ways that we can communicate that better with families so that at any given moment, the mark in Edsby, families are aware of what that means.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what we're going to continue to encourage you as families to do is to get in Edsby and look around, because you can see in the classwork for each of your students' classes what assignments are outstanding and which ones are complete. So that will give you a good indication of maybe some conversations that you can have with your students as a little bit of a push to get some things handed in if they're not done so already.
Yeah. And you're not going to break it. Like you said, go in there and look around and click on things. It's got a lot of really good options. I really enjoy the groups. If you're in a group, a lot of our clubs and programs and teams, they create a group on Edsby, and we can include all the students in there and post information and communicate with families and the athletes through Edsby, and it's been a real good communication tool that way as well. So yeah, go in, check it out. The more you look around, the more information you're going to see, and if you have any questions, please let us know. We'd love to get you hooked up.
Absolutely. We have a Chromebook set up in the office for families that aren't in Edsby yet.
Yeah.
Come on in and we'll sign you up and get you accessing it lickety-split,
Yeah.
for lack of a better phrase.
Yes.
Last thing, this week has been Staff Appreciation Week in our school, and let me tell you this, our staff, families are recognizing our staff, and our staff is feeling appreciated.
Yeah.
And so we absolutely thank all those families and students that have reached out to any one staff member or just our staff in general. They've delivered treats, they've delivered cards, well wishes, and certainly our staff is feeling appreciated this week.
Yeah, it feels good in the heart, and it's feeling good in the tummy too. We sure appreciate all the treats. It's been a real good week, so thank you.
And we also thank you for your patience with the Saskatchewan Teachers Federation as they work through the sanctions that are happening throughout the province. We thank you for that, for your patience and understanding of what's going on there.
Yeah.
So that's I think that's all we have for this
That's
episode.
a wrap. It is.
Quick and short. Thanks again. We love working at MUCC.
Yep.
Welcome to the principal's office.
Bye, guys.